So if you want to look at how it looks, you can just go on the Twitch, my page, and you can see it. Like, so what I'm, for instance, what I'm gonna do is like on my phone. You see how I'm doing it? So I can check
Okay,
how it
nice.
looks.
All right.
HBO look.
Oh yeah, you gotta make that good.
Yeah, I need to give it a few minutes. Give it like 2 minutes. We're live, but I'm just gonna give it.
So are you going live on IG?
No, you could. I mean, you can go as well. Cause if I can't go live on IG and look at it
Right,
here, so I
right.
want to make sure that this is good. I'm gonna like have it out, and then in case anybody asks any questions, I'll have it there as well to read out to you. Cause that's the good thing to do it live. Like I would prefer to do it live just in case any questions that they have from you or whatever. I could run it down to you, and then maybe from your IG page, if they got any questions for you, you could run it down and answer it as well. Sounds good.
So I was thinking, you said to go live on IG to look for questions.
Well, I was just saying that for me, but if you also wanted to do it as well, and they ask you questions and you wanted to answer, I mean that's totally up to you. Because, that's your thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
like, can but they can see both of us on yours though
Right,
because you
right, right,
have.
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was just,
Yeah,
I
I
was
just
just
won't worry about it
okay. Throwing that out there.
because you got that under control.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's all about. That's the whole thing. Being the host, have it all. You just be yourself. The accent going. Good,
I can do that.
good, good.
That's what I'm doing on
Instagram, right?
yeah, and Facebook.
Yeah. Had to take had to take another cup of coffee, man. Needed to ready.
Um, I had to drink some around 2 o'clock today. I usually don't drink it that late.
Man, I was so done. My schedule has been a little bit messed up because since my daughter went on vacation. Oh my god.
Mhm.
It's like I was on vacation for some reason. I noticed how my schedule changes when she's not around. How it's so weird how kids just keep you in check to an extent.
I know I was on the weekends I'd sleep in
Mhm.
as often as I could, and then
Right,
on weeknights I'd be up so late, and I'm like, if Jack was home, I wouldn't be up so late.
right.
So I get what you're saying. You okay? Jack, it's okay.
You know what you can do as well if you have just mute your side and then now you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then you just do what you. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Blessings and blessings to everybody out there. Got the beauty Haley Fargason here. Was just here. She just went to check on her son, make sure everything is all good. A single parent's not easy. Luckily, mine is away right now. So
I'm back.
there you are. Yeah. Cool, cool. Let's give it maybe another couple of minutes. refill of a drink. You got your hydration over there, Haley? So I'm about to do the same. Give me a little hydration real quick, and then once I get back, we'll be in there.
Sounds good.
Couple minutes. Refill of a drink. You got your hydration over there, Haley? So I'm about to do the same. Give me a little hydration real quick, and then once I get back, we'll be in there.
Sounds good.
Couple minutes. Refill of a drink. You got your hydration over there, Haley? So I'm about to do. Any music in particular you like to listen?
I listen to everything,
Okay.
to be honest. Now depending on what mood I'm in, I might have some gangster rap on, Christian music on.
Okay. We're gonna get into that a little later.
Yeah. Let's see. I love my parents forced me to listen to some classic rock growing up. So I like ZZ Top, AC/DC,
Okay.
all that. So I'm a fan of that too. And I'm a 80s baby, so I love the 80s and 90s.
Hey. That's my generation as well. I won't ask your age because I don't want you to put me in a headlock.
Because I may have to.
Right. Because I believe me, my mom told me enough. I don't even ask her age because sometimes I forget. So I'm like, what? I'll forget it. Don't worry about it.
Always guess younger than you think.
Right. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I always get the good ones. Oh, man. Who was that? I was talking to a woman in my building. Me and her son grew up together. We were talking about something about retirement. I said, oh, you got like 20 more years before you retire. She was all giddy and happy,
You're her favorite neighbor now.
Yeah, for real. She loves that. What's going on, PvP? Yeah, we live, brother. What's up, man? How you doing? Blessings, baby. How you doing? Hope you all good. Hope the family's all right. You know how we do.
So what do you say if a woman says, "How do I look in these pants?"
Oh man, I'm like, damn, that's a rough one. Because you don't see that why that's so rough. I'll just try to keep it general, like look great on you or something like that. Because you don't know if they wanna have like skinnier legs or they want to have like thick legs. So that's why it's so kind of like hard. So I just you look great, awesome. So wear those more often. Are those your favorite pants or something like that?
You're good.
I try. What's good, PvP? Oh, you know how we doing? That's a trap. My buddy PvP in the chat, he said that's a trap. Your question was a trap. That's what. It's funny. People do that sometimes. How he's gonna answer this? Do you do that? Do you have like a checklist on certain things that people, or like in general, like people need to say, like, do you test people just to see like kind of where they are in a conversation?
Yeah, like if I want to know something deeper, like, okay, they kind of didn't answer like I wanted, I'll ask it again and the way I kind of want answered. So yeah, I do. Like just like I did with you. So I'll see where he's
Let's see how he answers that. I'm never gonna see him in real life.
Because think about it. Like women pretty much already have an understanding of how they look in their outfit, right?
Right. Oh, they wouldn't wear it. Right? Oh, yeah.
So, but we love to hear you say how good we look in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah.
So let me ask you. Like, sorry, go.
No, you go ahead.
No, because it just brought up an interesting thought in my head. So, is it also a test for you personally to not ask how you look, but you want us to comment on how you look?
Absolutely.
That's so confusing.
And when y'all don't say it, that's all we have to ask. It's like, well, what do you think?
Right, right, right,
Because you
right, right.
haven't told us yet. But when
Ah,
we come out of the room, we've spent time getting ready,
right, right, right,
making sure our hair is nice. If we're going out someplace, you dress up, that
right,
is.
right.
Um, so if you immediately come out and say how great we look and why haven't we seen it this outfit before? You
Ah,
got us.
I
You
have to
got
write you
us.
down. I'm gonna have to write this down. That's a good one.
Like, I gotta take you out more often. Lord of mercy.
Oh man, and with the Southern charm, I'm definitely writing
Yeah.
this one down. Damn. All right, cool. So let's start it up. Let's start it up. Got a few people in here. My buddy PvP. Like he told you before. He said, yeah, he's I know him from playing some video games. He's really into like fighting games. I mean, not fighting games. It's like PvP, meaning player versus player. So he likes to interact with people and kind of like beat them up in the games. So if you would think like Call of Duty or something like that, he likes to beat them up and stuff like that. But he said, "Well, try and tell her she looks astonished." He said, "You look astonishing."
Oh, points right there.
Yeah, right. Especially right if the vocabulary is, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, he was really thinking about that one.
Not only is it a compliment, but it's a pretty big word. So very good.
Yes. All right, guys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everybody that's coming through. Blessings to everybody, you and your family. Hope you're having a good week so far.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to get through the beginning of the week. I mean, I think it's hard every day of the week, but usually getting off of the weekend, depending on what you're doing, I know it's hard to start that Monday, especially if you got those 2 days off, relaxing.
That go by way too fast.
Right, for real. And then especially, you're in the East Coast as me. I don't know if you got the like thunderstorms, because out here in New York we were getting a bunch of rain.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, it did storm pretty bad. I
yeah.
think it was, what was it, Saturday night?
Yeah. Well, I got it Saturday as well, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That as well, yeah. And it's been
But I
off
was
and on
worried about
raining
getting
throughout the
home.
week.
Um, but it wasn't as bad as I thought, like, because the sky was like pretty much black. So I'm like, okay, well, I need
Right,
to
you
get
know where you're
inside.
gonna get it right.
Yeah.
Yo,
Have my
man.
trash can and car still there in the morning.
Yeah, we don't have that bad of an issue because a lot of times kind of tie them down.
Mm.
So, yeah, so make sure. But we tie them down to the gates like that. And I know,
Oh, I don't think about that.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we don't really have that issue with the buying garbage cans. But anyway, got off on a tangent. This is the beautiful Haley Fargason. I didn't say your name wrong, right?
No, perfect.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you got
okay.
it.
She is into fitness, motivational speaking. She lift weights. That's primarily what your fitness is about, right? Weightlifting, right? Bodybuilding, kind of that's along the same lines, right?
Yes,
Take it away,
that's where
take
it
it
all
away. Go ahead,
started.
go ahead. You
Uh,
mother, daughter.
I have a lot of roles I play.
Right,
Yeah.
All right. Go through them. Go through them. This is your hour. This is your time. What's going on,
So,
Cagney? Kai Mig? Say hey, sister. He or she.
hi.
Sorry. Go ahead. Take it away.
Well,
Sorry.
so thanks for having me on, Jason. It's such a privilege to be here,
Oh,
talking with you because we never met or talked before today.
no.
So,
Right.
yeah, it's been fun so far.
Definitely.
So yeah, first off, I'm a mom. Raising a little human to be a good person of society is has its challenges. And to do good in school and be respectful and have the manners that you want to represent as you as a parent.
Right.
Um, I'm also into health, so I'm trying to instill that in my son now. Um, so his outlook on that will be, hey, he's always known about it. He's always implemented that in his life. He's a better person because of it. So yeah, my mom, I do have a full-time job along with me promoting health wellness on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'm really active on. I also have a fitness apparel brand. It's Christian founded, and anyone can wear it though. But Armor Through Iron, we're on Facebook and Instagram. We're still a baby though, in that I've only been out for about a year and a couple months. So still growing, a lot of growing to do, but I've been blessed. I'm come across many wonderful people that's helping me spread the word. So yeah, and my off time, if I don't have my son, I'm usually just reading for self-improvement, listening to podcasts, making podcasts. And I also do personal training too. I do online coaching as well. So I do meal plans, fitness plans. And it's really a true passion of mine because I grew up really overweight. And it wasn't till I was 16 that I lost a lot of it. And through that, other people were motivated just by seeing me do it, that they did it and they became healthier, went off meds. Better self-esteem. They actually started to love their body more. Because you're not confident in certain parts of the body, you want to hide them. So, they started, you couldn't take a bikini, they bikinis all the time where they used to wear one pieces and like shorts. But it's so wonderful that, and had a part in it is very rewarding. And to educate people on fitness, a lot of people run from it because they think they can't fit it into their schedule, whether they can't do it. I'm too busy. I work too much. I'm too tired. It takes too long to work out. There's a lot of excuses we make. But, whatever you find a priority in your life, we're going to make time for, and you'll have some other things will have to be compromised. That's just the way it is. That's why people are so successful running their own businesses and all that stuff, because they dedicate a lot of their life to that one thing.
Right.
And a lot of things have to be put on the back burner for a little bit. So,
like being a specialist on something.
Yeah. And you got to give yourself a chance to make it a habit. So, one of my clients, I told her one time, she was having a hard time working out after work. So I said, okay, well, let's try working out in the morning. You only need like 30 minutes. You get it done. You get home, because she had 2 kids. She doesn't have to worry about it. It's already over and done. She works out when the kids sleep.
Right.
And if her younger one woke up, he was still a little baby. So she had like a little, I forget what we call them, but you tie it around your chest and you hold the baby in it.
Oh, yeah. I had that when my daughter was born. Those are the best.
You just squat. Like,
oh, yeah. Damn, I didn't think about that when she was young.
Yeah. Do lunges. I mean, because that's added weight.
Right.
Right.
Right. And the baby gets bigger, more pounds. You just keep on doing it.
So I like to put those thoughts in people's brain. It's like, hey, it's doable.
Right.
Let's sit down and see how we can work this into life, because you can work it into your life. We're not meant to be sedentary. We're meant to be, your heart has to stay healthy, because it has so much work to do during your lifetime.
Right.
It beats 100,000 times a day. If you have a weak heart, how long do you think it's going to
be for?
Right.
Common sense sometimes.
So, and I can get pretty deep here and talk an hour, Jason, but
go ahead. That's the whole point. I have some questions in a way, but I want you to go.
And people eating crap and like fast food and stuff, it's relatively new to us when you consider the age of our race, like the age of a human being, right? So our bodies weren't designed to deal with that types of food. So of course we're going to have diseases. Okay. Like, we're not meant to sustain on French fries, cheeseburgers, ice cream, chocolate, all this chocolate stuff. Now, I'm not saying you can't ever have it. Lord forbid, I'd go crazy if I couldn't have a cheat once in a while. But what I'm saying is 80% of your diet needs to be whole foods, what, nature intended us to eat, because your body needs it to be healthy, to stay healthy. And I have a lot of people especially my family, because they're all old school. They're like, well, I've been eating fried foods all my life for 30 years.
And I'm all right, right? I'm as
Oh,
healthy as a horse.
I could outrun you. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
How's your blood pressure medication you're taking going?
Right.
How are you being pre-diabetic? How is that going? You think you're going to stay pre-diabetic for the rest of your life? No, you're going to eventually turn diabetic.
Right. Right.
That pre-diabetes is your body is giving you a warning. It's giving you signs to look out for to change. Like your body will give you warning signs that most of us ignore, and then that's why we end up so sick.
Right.
But anyway, I can't stress nutrition enough because I was truly sick one time in my life. I was really malnourished because I was basically starving myself because I thought that's what I had to do to look good.
Oh.
And I got myself back. I went to a nutritionist and she got me back by just food. I was on no medications, do no kind of crazy stuff. I just good supplements and then whole food.
Right. That's most of the battle. A lot of people they think, you just go to and then eat whatever you want. That's not the case. Most of it is nutrition. You could walk, get a good walk in maybe a mile a day. But if you eat right, you're gonna look great. And a lot of people don't. They're not taught. They're not taught that. These personal trainers that I see, Blink and all that stuff. They're working these people out, but they didn't even ask what they eat or did you hydrate today before you started. Just some of these simple things that you just. I see these people dying. I'm just maybe it's something so simple as their diet, and they're not going. That should be the foundation. The nutrition, not killing people. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. And it is unfortunate. I mean, you do have great personal trainers out there, but unfortunately, you just have some that go like straight into like just the weight training part and don't have a good mentor to teach them, like a good mentor, personal head coach, if you will. So they just train these people, overtrain them, and then they get so like, okay, so they get sore, right? Like say you don't train at all and you're like, hey, I want to lose weight, you get a trainer and they kill you, like, and you're so sore. What mentality are you going to have of working out for the rest of your life? You're like, no, working out's too hard for me. I can't do it. No, you just had the wrong program.
Right.
You can't expect someone to be, no working out on the couch to doing burpees for 30 minutes.
Right.
So there's a progression you have to take with these new clients. Like you have to, like a phase one, if you will. Hey, let's walk the treadmill for a little bit. Let's do some machines. Let's do some, body weight type, stuff like body weight squats,
Right.
See how they react to that. And if they got it, then you can add a little more. But I just hate to see people feel like working out is not for them because they just had it done wrong to them. Yeah. But I lost my train of thought. So what was you gonna say?
You're talking about the body weight. The personal trainer setting up the proper training for everybody because everybody can't do the same kind of training. It's interesting that you say that because just today when I was coming out of kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing today, this woman that she kind of goes once or twice a week. I saw her again. I'm like, oh hey, what's going on? And after the class, I was like, how I just random. Oh hey, how did you feel after class? She's like, I feel good, but every time I come home, I rest and then wake up the next day, I'm so sore. So I try to space out my workouts. And I'm like, well, it sounds like to me that you just need a little bit, you need to intake more protein. And she didn't even understand. She was like, oh no, and I'm like, you're 30 something, you're around my age, and I remember when I was young, I could work out 3 times a day, go to work, come back, get a good rest, and wake up and do it again, and it was nothing. But you're getting older. It's not nothing to be ashamed of. You just gotta set your schedule and your diet around your aging. Because I didn't have to do all the supplements and I used to do whatever I want, but now I have to, and you just have to go along with that while you're getting older. I said, I don't know why protein sounds so bad to you, but you just got to do it if you want to, you know, sustain this kind of training. You have to do it. I mean, I don't know what else to, how else to say it. You either do it or you don't do it. You know, and then also, he gets intimidated, and I notice a lot of people get intimidated when it comes to like boxing martial arts because they'll look at one person and they're doing boom 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 combos, moving back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see the other person, oh, I can't do that, and then they don't want to come back, and it's like, listen, you do what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Take it easy, take it simple. You take it slow. You don't have to do what the other person next to you is doing. Martial arts is a discipline that it's about personal growth. You just grow on your own time. If anybody next to you in martial arts is brings you down, because then you're in the wrong environment, because there should never be a situation like that. It's always about uplifting everybody, and I can say that about all fitness. It should always be any kind of team fitness. It should be always be about uplifting. So I mean, it's funny that you talk about that because um that usually happens. But I wanted to tell you before you go in, your sister's here in the chat. Her name is
Kaomi,
Kayomi.
hey,
There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hey,
She was
girl,
there. She was
hey.
like, she said, hey sister, and I thought she was kind of like calling you, like soul sister. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And she said, no, I'm her real sister. I was like, oh, what's going on? And everybody in the chat, this name, what's up? So uh, what you doing? How do you, what you had and oh, he was saying he was agreeing with you with kind of uh PvP, like kind of one thing. Work out 45 minutes. Oh, he asked, don't you need 45 minutes a day when you work out?
Um, well, what is his main goal and how many times a week does he have time to work out? Like, say if you tell me you can only work out twice a week, then yeah, I'm gonna say at least 45 minutes,
Right.
an hour. But if you tell me you have 4 days to work out, then that's good. But also, are you working out specific to your goal? So what is his goal?
Right.
Like, is endurance? Is he going to run a marathon?
Mm.
Okay, if less weight training and more cardio endurance. But if he wants big guns, he's he's gonna have to do some more, like 80% of his training needs to be like hypertrophy training.
Mm.
Then maybe add him cardio depending on if he needs to lean out or not. I don't know.
Right, right, right.
Does he have enough muscle mass yet, or do we need to build him up for muscle mass? So it's really, I want to answer it to him, so I'm
Right,
gonna have to have a little more information. So
right,
maybe
right,
he
right,
can respond to you, and I can get back to him.
right, right. So, got anything else? My buddy Dexy, what's up, baby? Pizza grows on trees in my neighborhood. Oh man, doing good. Something to do. I kind of like it. Some pro player said, "Hey, pro player."
Oh,
14 said
hey,
Haley and exclamation mark. So how
what's
you
up?
doing? Glad you here. What's going on, Binks? My brother, blessings, baby. Glad you could be here. It said, cousin, she's so smart. Talking to you from pro player.
Blake. Hey, Blake. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. And PvP responded. He said 7 days a week trying to get gains and cuts. LOL.
That's awesome. So 7 days a week. Wow. Okay. So he needs to do like a 4 day split. Upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. 45 minutes should be fine, but you got to work hard. I don't want you texting on your phone or calling your buddy and talking
Oh my
3 to 5
god.
minutes in between sets.
Right.
You need to be in there working. You
Hmm.
need to do 8 to 12 reps, probably heavier weight. And once you feel like you can't rep out anymore, you at least got 1 or 2 reps left. The rest of the 3 days, you need to be active recovery, like some light cardio, walking on the treadmill. Active recovery is very good when you're training for hypertrophy because it allows your body to recover more. It helps the lactic acid build up and all that stuff. So, other than that, your nutrition, make sure, like Jason said earlier, make sure you're getting your protein because that's building blocks of muscle. Like,
Yeah.
you heal. You grow muscle when you sleep, when your body can just rest and rebuild back those fibers. So yeah, make sure your nutrition is good. Make sure you're eating enough food. Um, what's his weight and height?
Let's see. I'll let him know. The damn drill sergeant. Thank you. We'll start that next week.
Oh
If
man,
I-
that's it right there.
that's it. Because um, just like with martial arts and all fitness, it's a discipline. And you have to have that, that mindset where this is where I want to be, and I have to stay to the schedule. So, especially personal trainers, they need to be drill sergeants. It's just like in the army as well. Like, you can't if you want to. I'm not gonna let you fail. So let's. This is what you got to do. That's it. Like so, I get you.
Well, you got to think about it. Like some of the people, like that's what they need. Like you know, they know they have direction, like with certain parts of their life, and then with something they don't understand, they have no idea what to do, and they lack the motivation because they don't understand it.
Mhm.
So that's what my job is.
Right.
So
He said he's 5'9", 130. So he definitely needs to look up.
same.
Ain't a lot there.
Uh,
5'9", 130. I mean, it's not fun. I mean, that's good if you're doing, maybe like Muay Thai, like I'm doing, like that's great. But
yeah.
if you wanna, if you want that those guns, time to eat that steak.
It sounds like he has always had a great, fast metabolism and kind of stayed on the skinnier side. So he's yeah. What's his name?
Well, I call him PvP.
PvP. Hey, listen. So you're gonna have to eat a lot. You're gonna have to increase your calories by like double what you're doing now. And I don't even know what you're eating now, so it's really hard for me to say. But I'm using the double up your calories loosely because I don't
Right,
know
right, right.
which now.
Just like a general.
Yeah. And usually it's going to be really hard for you to get a lot of food. That's what I find out with, people who aren't used to eating that much. So, and that's why some guys have to break down their diet into 8 or 9 meals a day because it's just so hard for them
Yeah,
at one meal to eat like 2 cups of rice,
yeah.
right?
He's saying that right now as well.
And
It's so hard for him to put on weight.
yeah, I mean, and that's only because you're not eating enough. That's really it. So once you can get down how you can fit in all that food, shakes is another great way to sneak in extra protein and carbs because you can grind down the food so much and it's really dense. You can just kind of like chug it, if you will. Like 2 scoops whey, and whey protein is the best. Um, iSplit's okay too, but I usually just buy the normal whey. You could throw in some with some oats in there if you need extra protein, some egg whites. Peanut butter, and that's a great meal right there. And you can bring it with you on the go anywhere. Fix a couple of them a day, and then fit them in between your other meals. But that's why whey protein is so bodybuilders love it, especially with the men, because it's just an easy source of protein, and they could just drink it back instead of eating chicken breast. It takes like 30 minutes, right? Eating 8 ounces.
It's so dry. Oh my god, I hate it.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying to live off whey protein. What I'm
Right,
saying is
right.
it's a supplement.
Mm-hmm,
Supplement,
hmm.
guys.
Yeah, definitely go
It's
go.
not.
You need to go into that a lot more because people will they'll take it as food because the calories. Oh, I'm making my calories. No, it doesn't work like that. It's supposed to work in conjunction with.
Exactly. Exactly. Because meat has a lot of other vitamins and minerals and stuff that, whey don't have. So, get it in.
They say, "See, man, I want to try the shakes." I mean, well, there you go, right there. You got one good shake. Try it out, and it's not always the end all be all too. Mix and match with different flavors. As long as it's not sugar and stuff like that. Proteins come in vanilla, strawberry, different kinds of things like that. So my man Binks said, "I love chicken breast." Yeah, Binks is one that I've been talking to a lot over while while I'm playing video games, and he's going on a good journey. He could probably learn a lot from you as well. If you got any other questions, Bing, so let me know so I could answer as well because he's going on a big journey from when I first started talking to him in here, and just giving him you know whatever I have and whatever insight that I have. So I've been always talking to him for a while. So I've been real proud of his progress. Um, but yeah, that's oh man, so many things I want to ask you. Let's start. Can we start back to when you were young, real quick? Because I wanted to ask you,
Sure.
what was the so you say where you were overweight for most of your young life, and then at 16 you lost the weight. What was the thing that made you lose the weight? Like what were you into, like cheerleading or something like that? Or...
No, I've quick funny story. I tried out for cheerleading once and they kicked me out
Oh,
because I accidentally cussed on one of the flips. And I actually cussed a few times. And this is before I was saved and all that.
okay. I was like, what happened to the Southern hospitality I heard so much about?
No,
Like,
well, like I had messed up, and so
okay,
that caused me to like spit out some profanity.
right.
And the coach was like, "I'm sorry, sweetie, we can't have that type of character here." I'm like, "Fine."
Right.
I don't want to be on the team anyway. All right, so I'll try to make this a little shorter than long drawn out story. But what started me wanting to lose weight was because I was this was before they had plus sizes out in the stores. When you go shopping around the clothing store. So you had to really, I don't know, go to one, I guess there was like a couple stores in town you went to, but my friends were all skinny and they always shopped at just a handful of stores that were their favorite stores.
Right.
So I went with them one day and I couldn't fit it into the clothes. So I was just standing there outside the dressing room, just standing there, not being able to try on anything. I was 196 pounds. And I'm 5'3", so that's pretty, pretty up there. And so I felt like it's like, man, my size prevents me from shopping with my girlfriends. And I'm only 15 at this point, because I couldn't drive because one of my friends' moms took us. So I was 15. And to a young girl, that's really detrimental.
Yeah.
Like this was before the day where embrace your curves, embrace this, be you,
Right.
this is before all that. So like, because like I said, they didn't have plus sizes out,
Right.
like so available. So I was like, well, I got to lose weight in order to just go shopping with my friends. I'm like,
Right.
I'm not feeling like this anymore. I felt defeated. I felt like I wasn't pretty.
Right.
I felt so many overwhelming things that I didn't want to ever feel again in my life. And my goal was to be able to go to any store and fit in anything they had, not have to be limited. And so we went to summer break that year, and then I came back 3 months later and I lost 35 pounds. And I was on a mission. I was losing like 2-3 pounds a week.
Wow.
And just to throw this out there, I was the only one in my family that was pursuing the health thing. Like no one in my family took health as a priority with food. And so that was really a struggle for me because I would go in my food cabinet and see like Oreos, see Chips Ahoy, in my little low fat, reduced sugar chip on the bottom shelf. So it was really hard when you're being the only one that was
Right.
doing that,
Right.
and that, people would say things like, oh, you're bringing your own food to dinner, out to eat, or, you have your little water container, or your diet, Pepsi. And it's like, I'm doing this for me and yeah, this is what I have to do.
Right.
And so everybody started accepting it. And then now I carry my gallon jug, my little containers, my little lunchbox. No one says a thing. They know it's me. So the point of that story is you can't care what anybody else thinks when you're doing the best thing for you.
Right.
it's going to look awkward at first because they don't know you as that person, right? They don't know you to be the person to drink a gallon of water a day.
Right.
They don't know you as a person to meal prep their food and be strict about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't know you as a person to ask the waiter and waitress, okay, what are your low calorie options? What are your, you know, dressing options? What kind of, you know, can you grill this instead of fry it? They don't know you as that person yet. But
Right.
if you give it time and you keep putting effort to be that person, people will accept you. They will accept you eventually. You just got to keep putting in the effort.
Right.
You got to give people a time to adapt to this new person who you're becoming. And even yourself, like you don't even know your person is that one yet, but you're trying to get there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when you get there, you're going to feel so proud of yourself.
Oh.
And then everybody else will be like, well, they said things about you at first, and now they're going to ask you how you did it and how they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I lost weight, and then after I went back to school, I lost 20 more pounds, and I kept it off until I had my son. And then Haley bought her a jogging stroller.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And well, see, you can't take babies to the gym until I think they're at least 6 months old.
Right.
I don't know. Don't quote me. It could change. It was a long time ago. I had to worry about that. So I was forced to do home workouts and to go to the park to run.
Right. Right.
And so I didn't let it stop me because I knew how I felt with the extra weight on, and I wasn't going to be that person ever again.
Yeah. Damn.
So
Tell 'em.
it's all, you know, so like anything, you can be anybody you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. But the catch is you have to endure change.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent with your effort. And that's painful
Mm-hmm.
because your body is not used to those habits that it's going to take to be successful in whatever you want to be successful at. You know, say with one of your games, like you want to win, right? Well, you can't play the game once or twice and expect to be champion.
Right.
You know, you got to bust some people's butts. You got to get in there pretty much probably every day and do a little bit of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think? You know, what was his name? PVC.
PvP.
Sorry, PVC.
He's laughing. Oh.
So listen, you can gain 20 pounds of muscle, you know, pretty quickly, especially if you don't work out like every day, because new bodybuilders gain muscle really fast. But do you think you're going to get those gains you want if you're only in the gym 3 times a week and barely putting in any effort?
Right.
No. And then you're going to wonder 2 months down the line, oh, well, I'm not making any gains, bro. Well, if I come to watch you work out, am I going to be impressed? Or be like, oh, this is why homeboy ain't making no gains.
Right.
And you got to eat. So as long as you eat and you work out, and when you're in the gym, you give it all you got.
Yeah.
You're going to get results. You do anything to the best you can do it, you're going to get results. It's just the way it goes.
Right.
You know, you can't put effort into things consistently and not see it get better or see progress.
Right.
Now I didn't start bodybuilding until 2012 to after I had my son.
Oh.
Because I reached a point in my life after having him that I had extra skin I wasn't a fan of in such a area. And yeah, so I was like, you know, I wanna be stronger. Like I wanna look better. I wanna be more toned. So I got a couple personal trainers throughout the couple years. I took every bit of knowledge they gave to me and I used it on my own after that. And then I kept wanting to get better and better, and like I just didn't want to stop, like because I just felt like I was, you know, meant for so much more. So, and you know, when people come up to you after you've been doing your craft for so long, and like you motivate them, you know, it doesn't have to be working out, but like say, you know, say when I was in high school and I lost the 35 pounds. 3 girls came up to me and was like, "You look amazing. You did that? How'd you do it? I wanna do it." Because I wanna like, the way I see you right now, the way you look, Haley, like, I wanna feel that too. I wanna know what that feels like. And then I told them how I did it, and they did it. Like, seriously, like, 2 or 3 months later, they lost it too. And that's when it sparked me really pushing people for help. And don't let yourself self sabotage yourself,
Mm.
because that's what we talk ourselves out of things when it
Yeah.
gets difficult.
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
the resistance comes, like, we make a new goal and all of a sudden all these things start happening. um whether you're trying to save money and you got to get a new tire, your kids needs new glasses, the AC breaks, I don't know, you name it. Like,
Mm.
you set a new goal, things are going to happen, but
Right.
you got to beat the resistance. You got to overcome what comes against you, and you can do it. Because I've did it many times.
Mm.
I've overcame a lot of things in my life, a lot of hard things I thought I would never, come back from.
Mm.
I was in deep depression one time in my life. I didn't know how I was gonna come out of it, but thank God my family was there for me, you know? I mean, even though I still felt alone, I still had friends and family,
Right.
but they helped nurture me back,
Mm.
and going to church, having faith, having a spiritual life, that really helped as well.
Mm.
So, and like I said, you never know who's watching. You never know who you're going to motivate, whose life you're going to change. Just by one thing you say, just a smile that you may smile at somebody. Because listen, people, you never know what people are going through. Your one smile at them and they're thinking about like doing something harmful to themselves, like,
Mm.
say, hey, someone actually, looked at me kind today. Maybe they've been mistreated for a long time, but somebody actually was nice to them. Just like my patients, I work in the medical field, and I never know what someone's going through. They could have been
Yeah.
just diagnosed with cancer. They could have just had a family member pass away, and I'm gonna sit there and like get attitude because they don't want to talk to me. They want to ignore me. I don't know what's going on to them, so I'll say, "Hey, I'm here if you need anything." Do you know what that one phrase can do to somebody's life? Just say, "Hey, I'm here for you." That can mean the world to somebody. And I make a point to do that, like to check up on people, because when I was in that spot, when I felt alone and depressed, I had someone check up on me. It meant the world to me because somebody cared about me. But
Especially through depression, right?
yeah, it's a very hard thing. Hard is an understatement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's so hard.
Let me
Because no,
sorry.
go
No,
ahead.
I just wanted to let me get to some of the responses real quick. My roommate buys extra snacks that they know I didn't eat anymore and eat them in front of me, trying to get my reaction. Oh, you were talking about how people try to they're not used to the new you. So he was
Right.
commenting saying, like how people they see change, say you changing, but they're not used to that person. So he said they used to they used to eat all the stuff that he didn't want to eat anymore. That's messed up. Sometimes people are cruel, man. I remember, just quick tangent real fast, when I was doing my last water fast, and I would have and my mother. I felt like my mother was cooking the best she's ever cooked.
Oh
Just when
no.
I'm doing, and I'm like, come on. I was like, every day it was fried. I'm like, damn, what's happening here? And oh man, but my reaction was I took all their cookies, stuck them in a blender as if I was making a cheese based. Oh wow, that was a fair trade off. Added water to it and stuck it down the drain. Wow, Hollywood mark it down.
Dang. That was
PvP said,
gangster.
"Yeah, right." My cookies. That's what you get. So PvP said, for me to mark it down, I'll start this training next week, and you can keep her up to date. Something always happens when you start something while talking about what I just posted. Yeah, he kept saying like everything, any question that he was about to ask you, you were like already on top of it. And
Oh
that's what
goodness.
it was, yeah.
I ate my Wheaties before this talk.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling the mind, mine is sharp right now. All right, so that was all the questions from there. I wanted to jump to really quick. When you said that you found your spirituality, like what led you to that? Because you said it wasn't something. You said it was something recent. So I kind of wanted to like, and how does that intertwine with your like fitness and all that?
Um, okay, so you know, I have a certain I wake up every day and I do scripture.
Hmm.
Why is it in the morning? Well, I have a son, and when he gets up at 6 o'clock every morning, my life, boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. It's all
So
theirs.
I make the decision to get up, read scripture, and then get on my workout.
Mhm.
And then usually I can make my workout efficient and quick enough to where I can, research some stuff to post online, for motivational purposes. Um, not all of it is what I'm currently going through, but what I have gone through.
Mhm.
And so I take that memory from that time that I went through what I post about and I just write about it a little bit. Um, but so spiritual. I was reading, I have a book I'm reading and it said, one of the phrases in there said, we all have souls. It's just, there's a body attached. Right.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, to really tune into my purpose in life, I had to take a step away from, finding out my identity. Like, who was I? Because I know there's more to my life than just clocking in and out of work every day and coming home, And I don't mean my son, like, I'm not meaning anything with him,
Right.
but just like, what's my legacy? Like, when I die, how are people going to remember me?
Mhm.
How have I helped their life better?
Mhm.
And just as simple as, hey, like, with your friend there, like, he's going to start working out next week. That is amazing. I
Right.
love that.
Right.
That makes me so fulfilled because just that simple thing, like, makes this whole conversation worth it,
Worth it. Right. Yep.
and I can end my day knowing, hey, I helped one person become inspired.
Mhm.
And I had to really cut out all the noise in my life, like, I don't know, from bad relationships that I was in, I had to get out of because I was so much negative energy I was putting out and receiving that I had no room for the positive to come in, right? And I hope that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Um,
That's probably why I'm single. This is just for real.
I heard that, her.
No, for real. I just go ahead, go ahead. I can talk. This is your time. Go ahead.
So, and then I prayed. Whoever you pray to, whatever. This is not. I'm just saying. I pray, and when I prayed to God, I was like, Father, I'm lost. I don't know what I'm doing here. My thoughts are all over the place. I know there's more to my life. Um, so help me see that. Help me hear it. Help me walk into it. Because you can't see it, you can't hear it, and you can't walk into your purpose if your heart is not cleared out of all the crap
Hmm.
that life has to throw at you,
Hmm.
from events to people. And that's why it's so important that you look at the people in your life and you really evaluate how they add value to your life.
Right.
Now, there are some people that you have to keep in your life, like family. Sometimes you have to keep in your life. Let's just say you have to keep them in your life, right?
Right.
But but you keep them at a little distance, right? You don't have conversations too long with them. You know what to say, you know what not to say. Just to save face. Say if you're married to somebody, you don't like their family, whatever. But like your friends, like people you just decide to keep in, you really got to see what role they play in your life. If they're always discouraging you, they don't encourage you anyway, they don't have any goals, they're not where you want to be. You gotta add people in that are where you want to be.
Right.
Like anytime I get to train with somebody that's stronger than me, I love it because they introduced a training system that I'm not accustomed to. I train my body to what it's not accustomed to. I learn new things, new movements, new isolations that's going to make me better, make me stronger. And not only stronger physically, but in order to put your body through a torturous workout, you have to be strong in your mind too. You have to be able to talk to yourself and be like, hey, you can do this, push through, you got it, let's go. If you're a quitter, it's going to take some time to get adjusted to mentally putting your body through that, because you don't like pain, you don't like discomfort. And what's creating good positive habits? It's discomfort, it's pain. So that's why I like to say, if you want to lose weight, okay, let's look at your diet first, because you can lose weight from diet. And you establishing a good diet is going to help keep the weight off long term, because it's really it's majority diet.
Right.
Training is good for your heart, good for your joints, good for keeping lean muscle mass as you age, because we all lose it.
Right.
Osteoporosis, good for your bones. But at the end of the day, nutrition is medicine. So let's get your nutrition down first, then we can add in some workouts. People try to add in, I got to work out, I got to meal prep, I got to save the world.
yeah. They make it so much more harder than it needs to be. Just take baby steps.
But anyway, I got back on nutrition.
It's so important.
Yeah, I steer back on that all the time, for some reason. But yeah, so once I prayed about, hey, give me something to do, Lord.
Give me a job, please.
Yeah. Mama needs a job.
I got this little boy out here. I got to do something.
Yeah. And then that's when Armor Through Iron, came about. And I believe he did put it on my heart. And I had no idea what to do. I didn't know anything about business. I didn't know really how to talk to people. I grew up shy. I grew up, always sticking to myself. Like I made friends easy once you got talking to me, but it was hard to get talking to me, if that makes sense. Because I was just thinking myself all the time. I was just me, and I was okay with that. But when I had this business come into play, and it's like, oh my gosh, I got to talk to people.
You gotta sell it if you were not communicating, right?
I was like, this is not what I signed up for.
Right.
So I questioned my ability so many times. But I'm a fighter. I don't give up. And you can do so much in your life if you just don't give up. You got to keep at it. So, I wouldn't be talking to you today if I gave up.
Right.
You know how many times I wanted to give up, Jason? Like the first, when I created my Instagram pages, I was like, I don't even know what to write about. Like, I don't even have any clothes out yet. But my manager's telling me I have to post stuff, that I want the business to be about. I was like, I don't know. And what do you mean I gotta file with the state for my name to be copyrighted? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to keep taxes. I don't know. It's a lot. And I woke up every day saying, Haley, just go back to the comfort zone. Just go back to the full-time job. Think about nothing but that. Sleep in on the weekends, go to bed early.
Right. You started receding like a turtle. You gotta go back in the in
the
shell.
Yeah. But then I kept thinking about what I prayed for. How many times did I stay up praying that I just need a purpose?
Right.
So I'm going to give up on it when it gets hard? No. So, you never know, like, what person is going to see you or what you're going to do to, like, just affect somebody. and for you to, you know, collaborate with somebody that's going to change your whole life. You just don't know. So don't ever give up. You never know what's around the corner. And what's that quote they say? Just about when you're about to give up is when the breakthrough happens.
Right, right, right,
Um,
right.
something like that. I read it all the time. I can't say it verbatim, but it's true. It's so
Yeah,
true.
it is.
Now, and about motivation, I'm going to go on this real quick. Um, motivation, we're not going to always be motivated,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to be consistent. And what keeps you consistent is the habits, right? So, I'm always going to work out because I don't, my body is just, it wakes me up like, hey, it's time to go. Let's
Right,
get,
right, right.
even if I try to sleep in, it don't work.
That's 6 o'clock. Oh, yo, it's hey, we ready? Oh no, I'm not ready. Like,
Yeah. Um, so you're not always going to be motivated, but you can always be consistent.
Mhm.
You know, consistency is your choice. Um, you know, like this past week was really hard on me because my son was sick.
Oh man.
I had to work extra hours, you know, and just because I work doesn't mean my business doesn't isn't
Right,
running.
right,
You know,
right.
I'm still responsible for my life and my duties and my jobs, despite whether or not I have time for it or not.
Right, right, right.
You got to make time. So if that means
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to bed at 10, I might have to go to bed at 11
Mm-hmm.
to spend that extra hour doing what I need to do.
Right.
So, but every time I don't feel motivated, I think to myself, imagine if all those other times you weren't motivated that you just didn't do anything. You know, you wouldn't have all these opportunities that you have had,
Mm-hmm.
and these doors open up for you. Um, you know, the right doors are open. You got to keep walking, you got to keep stepping forward to have the opportunity.
Right.
But if you don't put any effort and if you don't apply yourself and you don't make yourself the best person you can be, there's not going to be any new
Yeah, right,
doors.
right, right.
So, so this is very important. Like you just remind yourself of your why when you don't want to get up and when you don't want to do things or you don't want to work out or you don't want to play your game and you want to be the champion,
Right,
you
right.
know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
Um,
all relatable. Is that right?
or if you need a job, you don't feel like going out and applying, or if you need to go back to school because you know there's going to be a job opportunity at your work in 2 years for that degree, you
Mm-hmm.
know? It's all about staying competitive in life. Like, what do you have to offer? You
Mm-hmm.
know, how are you valuable to people? And I always want to be valuable because I love people and I know what it feels like to feel like a failure. And I know what it feels like to be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to feel like a winner. I want to feel like I put in my best foot forward and I gave it 100%. And there are times I don't give 100%, but then there are times I go above 100. Like
Mm-hmm.
wow, where'd that come from?
Right.
You're going to have your off days. That doesn't mean you stop. You put in some effort. Whatever that effort is for you that day, you put it in.
Mm-hmm.
The best doors I had open for me was when I wasn't even remotely thinking about anything. I was just doing my thing. I was on my grind. And then all of a sudden, boop, here's this door. I was like, oh, well, I get to do that. What? Oh, I get to meet that person. Boop, what? I get to work out with them. What? Yeah, we saw your video. Like, you want to go work out with us? Yeah.
Uh,
Um, so yeah, I mean, at least when you expect it, it's gonna happen.
mhm.
So yeah, that's I forgot what the question was, but I think I answered it.
Yes, it is a long time ago. Let's not like that. Let me jump to the questions real quick. Everybody's going on. So that Binks, my man brother Binks, he said, yo, ask her about timing of meals after a workout. Since I'm pretty much on OMAD now, which is dinner, and prefer to do the whole morning workout thing. I don't know what OMAD is. I think you could
Oh,
pretty
matter.
oh, maybe. I mean, I guess he'll clarify in a little bit. But let's see. Bink's working out too. Yeah, the knee swelling dropped to the point where I could start working out again. Okay, good, good, good. Nice, nice. Death isn't when your heart stops. Death is when you give up who you could be for the safety of who you are. I want to be the best PvP player that this world has ever seen. I'm good at pushing buttons. LOL. Oh, he said he's on one meal a day. That's so that's what old man means. 1 meal a day. I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Yeah, there's I haven't really researched a lot about it
Okay.
because I'm like I can never do 1 meal a day.
Yes. No way.
But yeah, it's one you like you eat you take in a pretty good amount of calories in that
Mm,
one meal.
mm,
But I mean, I can see how you would be your digestion would improve, your hormones would be way better. But there's a lot of benefits to fasting in general,
yeah.
which is basically what that is. Like you just fast for a crazy amount of time, and then you have your meal again.
Right, right.
But to be honest, I don't really know much about 1 meal a day to really answer his question to feel good about it.
Mm, mm, mm.
But as far as his training, like training fasted, it just depends on how he feels. Like if
Yeah.
he's training for endurance, he's gonna feel like poop,
Yeah. Right. Word
not
up.
have any energy.
I tried the whole intermittent fasting, and I couldn't keep up with the amount of energy that I need for martial arts. Like if I'm doing 2.5 hours, I'm dead. Like I couldn't, and I wasn't putting in enough, energy and protein and everything like that, staying what I'm doing. So I don't know. Maybe I guess it would depend on his goal as well. To doing the 1 meal a day, like what he trying to get.
Well, ask him, can he work out? Does he have an option to work out before or after he like say he goes to the gym at noon and he has his 1 meal a day at 1? Can he work out right before he's about to eat, or does it have to be early in the morning? And that would be a question I want to ask, and we kind of manipulate the meal timing.
Right.
But my answer would be to either A, you're just gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup, and train fast,
Yeah, that's it.
or B, you can make your training close to where you eat, and then so you work out and then you go eat.
Right, right, right. Because I mean, for energy wise, I don't know if that 1 meal a day you can't have like coffee. You could probably or like a pre-workout or something to give him the energy to get through the workout. It's just I would wonder about recovery. I don't know. He
Yeah,
would
and I
have
also
to.
want to ask him, like, is this a long-term thing? Is this going to be sustainable for him, or is he just giving this like a temporary? Hey, I tried it for effort.
Right.
Um, because if it's just like a temporary thing, then okay. But if he actually likes it and he's like, hey, I'm good with this thing for another year,
Mm,
then you probably get more serious about you know probably trying to change his eating time. Because say he can after work, oh, he gets off at 5, then go to the gym, train, and then eat.
right.
Or he's gonna have to probably, if he can't train fasted and get used to it, I guess your body adapts. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
say he doesn't want to train fasted, he could I guess make his meal right after he trains in the morning.
Yeah.
Train a little earlier so that way he have enough time to eat.
Right.
Because I'm sure it's a lot of food he has to eat.
Yeah. That's interesting too. To take in like maybe 15 to 2,000 calories in one sitting. I don't know how people do that.
Beast.
Yeah, right. But I mean, when he gets back to me, I'll let you know. Um,
Okay.
and then but so now more of my question. I love these parts. So how much? Because me personally, before I guess that's how I'll segue the question. Um, I was having actually a day just like that yesterday. I didn't want to work out at all. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me get on this treadmill because I'll do 30 minutes, try to get in like 3 miles or so before I get into my kickboxing. So I'll do that. But when I did it, I don't know what it was. I couldn't get it. It just wasn't coming. So I called my buddy up. I was like, yo, man, I'm not feeling it, man. I'm not feeling it. I don't know what it is. He was like, yo, why don't you just jog to the, kickboxing place? And if you're not feeling it after that, you just come back home. Like, yeah, I just jogged a lot. I'm probably not gonna jog over there, but I was like, yo, you know what? All right, I'm gonna walk over there like power walk or something. And I got in and I did it, and what the thing that really pushed me over the edge is my it was my daughter. I feel like everything that I do in life is I always have her in my head because one of the biggest things is that would be my regret is I'm trying to teach her how to be a productive member of society, just like you were saying too. Like it was so crazy how you want to raise your kids the same. I was just like, oh my god. I know we're gonna get back to this. I gotta get back to this later, but I feel like when if I fail, she's gonna see that and it's like it's okay, and I don't want her to think
Mm,
it's not okay.
that's good.
I don't, she says sometimes, why do you do these things? Like, why do you work out so hard? And I said, because I want to be here for you for as long as I can. And I want to be able to keep after you for as long as I can when you start to do some of this stuff or, whatever it is I want to be there for you. So you have, kind of like, I guess like a role model in some sense. So now this leads into how much of an influence has your son been to you? And like, how did that
Oh
and
wow.
goes into
Well, I got divorced in 2013,
mm,
and I can pretty confidently say that if it wasn't me having to be um, an adult and a mom and still function, um, even at my half best, I don't know what I would have ended up because I started drinking, I was depressed,
uh,
and I had to make sure that he was taken care of, and I had to make effort to get up every day. I had to make effort to cook food. I had to make effort to clean the house. I
mm,
had to make basic life efforts just because I had to make his be a mom to him, make
mhm,
make sure he was taken care of. Like
mhm,
I had to do it. I had no choice.
mhm, mhm,
I felt like I had no choice. So because of my son, I eventually looked at myself and said, "What kind of role model am I being for my son?" Like, I'm moping around the house. I don't work out anymore. Like, I stopped working out,
mhm.
and I'm drinking now. Like, what am I doing?
Right,
So, I was like, he can't. I don't want him to, think that this is how a mom is supposed to be. That this is okay. I don't want him to see that.
right,
So I threw out all the booze. Got my act together. I was more productive. I was more productive around the house.
mm,
We actually went out and did things like, and I got Haley back together slowly because of my son, because I had somebody to take care of,
right,
and I had to make him see me at my best because it just embarrassed me. And then throughout that, like through the years, he's made me want to be a better woman because when he grows up and he marries one day, what kind of woman is he going to choose? I want him to see what a good woman is.
right.
And he has that vision of what that is.
Mhm, mhm,
And I'm trying so hard to make sure that he had an example.
right,
Because you hear of a lot of, just speaking in relationships, you hear about a lot of, issues with women choosing the wrong men because they never had an example as a father, and vice versa. Men choosing, not so great women because they didn't see what a woman should be like from their mother.
right, right,
There are all kind of exceptions to this. I'm
mhm,
not saying this is how it is, but
right,
I I just didn't want that to be my fault that he saw that.
right,
Um, because I would have felt like I didn't do my job as a mom. And he's my responsibility.
mhm,
I brought him into this world, so he deserves the best chances that
right,
that I can help give him.
right, right,
To be healthy, to make good grades, so he can maybe get scholarships.
right, right,
School he wants to do. Whatever starts on business, whatever he wants to do, I'm gonna be there to support him. But I always wanted him to give his best effort.
right,
'Cause I give my best effort, that's what he sees from me, like,
mhm.
he always sees mommy doing things, mommy's working out, mommy's, I don't know, cooking dinner, mommy's cleaning, mommy's, doing podcasts, mommy's writing,
Right,
mommy's
right,
photo shoot,
right, right, right,
he always sees me like, "Oh, mommy's has a business meeting now," because I have those, once a week, a couple
right,
times a week usually. or mommy's training a client, or mommy's writing a meal plan. Like, I'm always doing something to better myself and to better him and our life.
Right.
So as long as at the end of the day I can feel good about that, and like you said, like, I just don't want him to ask me, well, why did you stop that, mommy?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did you stop personal training? Why did you stop doing business meetings? Why did you stop doing all this?
Right.
And one thing I ask myself, like, if I don't want to do something that I know is good for me, and Andy Frisella, like, he said this, he gets credit for this, but he was like, say you don't want to get up and work out. If you can give one good reason why you shouldn't, and then don't do it. Like, so say, okay, I'm laying in bed, I want to get up and work out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is working out right now good for me or bad for me? Well, it's good for me. Okay, well, then go do it. Well, how is it bad for you? Well, it's not really bad for me in any way possible.
Right. 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 Right.
If you have an injury or something like that, I'm not referring to you, but if you're
Mm.
normal and you're just laying in bed because you want to be laying in bed and you're lazy, then you need to ask yourself these serious questions,
Mm.
because you're not doing yourself any favors now
Right.
or in the future or
Mm.
anybody around you.
Right.
Um, so each one of us has our own purpose for this life, and like, you know, let's get to it. Let's start to make it show. Let's help others, because your talent, your passion, whatever is going to help others.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
got to tap into it. You got to do it.
And that positive mentality is contagious, man. And a lot of people don't realize that. Like you said earlier, like a smile could change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Just giving love is something that a lot of people don't think about what that. And that they should give off. But hold on. Banks was saying that I can change the training time. I guess I'm asking, is it more beneficial to eat immediately after training session for maximum results? I'm 6'8". I can do that big ass meal, no problem.
Dang, he's 6'8".
Wow, big dude. I didn't remember him being that big. Damn, I was 6'8". Guess I
All
never
right,
asked
he
him.
got it. He got it.
That's it.
He can change. Oh, so he's asking if he should eat after he works out.
Right, right. Would it be more beneficial than eating before?
Oh, okay. Well, how is he training? Like, what's his training style?
Hmm. He'll answer this again. This is PvP said this is deep. Damn, I'm all up in my feelings. we're feel,
Kiki, do
right,
you
right,
like?
right. We're feeling provocateurs over here. We love provocateurs, man. It's so true. Um, that positivity, that love, that light, spirituality, whatever it is to get someone to something when you know it's good for you to it. I talk about it all the time to whoever. Maybe it'll pick up. Hopefully it does. Hopefully, like you said, make somebody's life better. Um, I talk to one of my buddies all the time. It's funny that you were talking about you want to leave this world and at least have changed someone's life for the better, or people's lives for the better. And I was telling him that too. It's so funny because he asked me pretty much the same question. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you feel like you want to do? I said, I don't know. All I know is I want to leave this world better than, when I came. When I leave, at least it may be a little bit better. 'Cause, I mean, people are too feel like people are too about themselves. If they don't care what happens around them. They just want to see themselves succeed, but that's not how things really work. You need a team. You need people. You don't want to do this all by yourself forever.
Yeah.
You need something when you're down. I mean, you can do it, but who wants to do it that way, right? Like who wants to be alone and need to motivate themselves by themselves for themselves. It's just so it's hard. I don't know.
Why do you think YouTube is ridiculously, like, saturated with viewers?
Right.
Well, because people are motivating others.
Hmm.
That's what people want. because they find it hard to motivate themselves most of the time. And I'm on YouTube every day. I have I'm subscribed to certain people,
Mm.
and I have to watch things to keep me
Right,
going,
right.
because hold on.
It's all good.
So I gotta change on my earbud. There we go.
Oh, it's charged. The charge.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was that one died, but I got a spare. All
Okay.
right, so
See, I use wire.
I know. I need to step up my game and have an extra set.
Oh, okay.
So, what was I saying? Oh, so YouTube,
Yeah.
like I'm on there every day because, I listen to certain people for ideas. I
Mhm.
listen to certain people for workout inspiration. I listen to certain people for spiritual inspiration. And some people, I'll like watching a daily life, like, hey, they're struggling too. I'm not alone. This is what they
Right.
did. Let me try it.
Mhm.
So people need other people, you know. One of the scriptures that my business was founded on is Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens iron, one person sharpens another.
Mm.
We were not designed to be alone.
Right.
We need others because um we feed off each other. And that's why, like I said, the circle, like you feed off whatever energy you're being fed, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So if it's always negative, we're always going to feel like crap and not be inspired.
Mhm.
If someone's like, no, you got this, I believe in you, you can do it, then you're going to feel like you can do Rocky and everybody
Right.
else.
Real. Do the whole jogging montage.
Yeah. So, I mean, just, I can't say that enough. I really can't.
Yeah.
And helping others. Let me tell you something. I challenge you, whoever's listening, do something nice for somebody. It doesn't have to be big. Like they drop something, pick it up.
Pick it
Here
up.
you
Yeah.
go. Hold the
Mhm.
door open. Like if you see them carrying some groceries, here you go. Oh, thank you so much. Like just being thought about, like, and going the extra mile for somebody, just makes them feel appreciated. And we would just want to feel appreciated. Like who
Right.
appreciates me, values me, So do something small, either, say text somebody, hey, just thinking about you're okay, a phone
Mhm.
call, a letter. I mean, no
Right.
one does letters
Yeah,
anymore,
I know,
but
right? Email.
um,
Email.
yeah, just do it. And like, you will never feel bad about doing that. You will have a little piece of your heart just light up and like, oh
Mhm.
man, that felt so great doing that. And imagine you doing something like that for 10 people and them telling you about it. Oh, hey, you're so inspiring. Thank you so much for that. You're just going to feel so inspired and fulfilled.
Right.
We all want to feel fulfilled, but we fill our hearts with the wrong type of things
Right.
instead of what we really need to. So, having just doing kind things for others will make you feel so good.
Yeah. So we got some. Hold up. We got some love in here. Thank you for following Hell's Singing Interviews 1. Appreciate that. Love and blessings to you and yours. Um, so let's see. It's easy to be mean and hurt someone, but it's so damn hard to be nice and care for someone without. I think he means with or without getting anything in return. And I was gonna actually mention that too, but hold on, let me get to the question and stuff. Never understood that to be TBH, to be honest. Like when was the last time you seen someone do a selfless act? That was PvP that said that. And yeah, I was gonna say that too. Sometimes people and it has to be like something negative. They want to do something positive to get something. And that's one of the things that I tell my daughter sometimes. We're like, listen, don't do things always to expect to get something, because then you're not doing it for the right reasons. If I do something for you, it's because I feel it. I'm feeling it in my heart. Like I gotta do this. I gotta do this for somebody. I don't expect, if you don't do anything, whatever. If you do something, oh wow, great, that's cool. I'm not. I don't feel any kind of way. I mean, it's appreciated. But if okay, I'm not expecting that. And a lot of people expect things for something. It's too much of a, I need to get something for something. And I feel like that's the wrong way to go about things. If you're always expecting to get something for something, that's another reason not to get. That's another way to not get anywhere.
I agree with that. Um, and just on expectations, Lord, that's a whole nother hour we can talk
Yeah,
about that.
right.
So when I stopped expecting people to react or say or do certain things, my life was a lot happier and less stressful.
Telling you,
Um,
thank you.
yes. Am I preaching or what?
You're tough for real. Keep going. You sure you don't do this part time at the congregation?
um, yeah, so like, okay, let's just use dating, right? Dating's easy. Everybody can relate to this.
Yes.
So, you know, you buy your girlfriend a nice present and she doesn't like it. Oh, I thought it was gonna be this.
Right.
And like, but maybe she says, oh, I thought it was gonna be this, but it's still cute, whatever. But like, if you can just say, like, if you didn't expect her to like fall in love with it, like have this certain reaction or whatever, you know, you'd probably be less hurt. Now, it's probably a bad example for a girlfriend, but say you did, like, another example, probably a better one would be, let's see.
Well, I like the relationship thing because it could also segue into maybe why we're single. Because I feel like people do expect that, especially with significant others. I feel like their expectations are so high. Sometimes in a relationship, and it's like I feel like people get into relationships. So like let's say for instance, me and you, we talking right now, and whatever, and I feel like you have to do this for me because I have this expectation of you, and you expect the same of me, and we're feeding off of each other to get some type of positivity that we don't always live up to because it's always just gonna keep going. It's always gonna keep going. Especially the longer I feel like a relationship goes, it's like, okay, you need to take me. You need to take me out on the trips, or then, why am I not married yet? Or why, where, we should be having kids, or we should have this house. Like it keeps going. And it was one thing that I heard that I loved. We could be in a relationship, but you're responsible for your happiness. I'm responsible for mine, and we could
Amen.
come
Woo,
together.
that's fire
Yeah,
right there.
for real. And I was saying, and I was thinking the same thing because yeah, I can't be responsible for your happiness because it's always gonna change. We always get older, we change, we evolve. Things are always gonna be different. I can't always be constantly thinking about what your happiness is all the time. We could come together happy, and then build something more. But you gotta some people gotta take ownership of their own happiness, their own life. All of that. So you know, I went on a tangent myself, but maybe that's I feel like relationships are something that everybody can get. It's something that we all can come on. We all want, or I guess to some extent want a relationship. So maybe
Mm.
let keep on going with it. Like maybe what I mean, I don't know if you want to get into it, so that may be a little bit personal, but
No,
um,
sure. I mean, so I after my divorce, like this was like 6 years ago.
hmm,
But I've had some boyfriends and like they didn't last very long, maybe like 6 months.
hmm,
And then it would just fiddle out and then we just split up. Um One time he actually chose to be with somebody else. And I was devastated then because my expectation was that we were gonna live happily ever after.
hmm, hmm,
But when that didn't happen, I'm just like my expectation was way up here.
right,
But in reality, I just didn't see that it was kind of right here
right,
because I was all infatuated and
right,
then,
right,
I didn't see it because I was just expecting all these, awesome things to happen and they never did. And then by the time I realized they just were never happening, it was too late. So I just really took a step back after that. And I was like, okay, well, what do I need to work on with me? Like, so this stops happening. Like, I don't want to keep having relationships and having them break up and going through all that devastation and heartbreak. Like, life is too short for this. Like, I'm getting older. We're not getting
yeah,
any younger.
yeah. So tell them.
So,
For
so
real.
I really took a break from the dating scene. It was like a whole year, which Might not seem like long to some people, but for me at that point in my life, it was a long time
Right.
because I was like I'd have a boyfriend and then break up and then have another boyfriend, break up, have another boyfriend. Like there was no time for me to really work on Haley.
Right.
And so when I promised I promised myself 1 year to work on me and to not see dating as a priority. So when I did that, like so many things opened up. Like I learned how to make Haley happy by myself. What does Haley like to do when she's not working? Well, I have something right here I like to do. Okay,
Right.
well, what
Right.
do you
Right.
want to do when you can't do that? Well, I have this. Okay, well, what do you want in another person? Okay, easy. Here it is.
Mhm.
Because I know what makes me happy. And if I don't find someone who is similar in that way, in that one thing, then I'm sorry, baby, but it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So, not that I'm trying to be mean, but like you can get along with anybody, but it doesn't mean you're supposed to be together,
Right.
or you can have great conversations for 5 hours with somebody, but doesn't mean he or she's the one,
Right.
for you. Um, there's a lot of factors that you got to know what's deal breakers and what's not. Like, do you want somebody who's going to listen to you at the end of your day when you're on rants, who's just going to no distraction, just look at you and just listen and actually give feedback, or somebody who's going to be like preoccupied because they're not a big listener and never have been, but you
Right.
just overlooked it for so long, and now when it finally really matters, you're not happy with it. Do you want someone who wants kids or no kids? Like you got to know all these things up front. Like if they're not sure if they want kids, then and you want kids, well, let's talk about that first. Let's not wait till we get so involved with each other that it's hard to split,
Right.
and you
Right.
have all this emotional attachment.
Mhm.
Um and then a lot of social media these days, like, I'm not trying to diss it, but a lot of people just take advantage of it. Um and I really don't know what else to say on that without being.
I mean, yes, it's one thing. Social media can do a lot of things well if you are at peace with yourself. I feel like, especially like marketing yourself, um, marketing products that you want to, yeah, those things. I feel like it can do. It's unlimited. Limitless, limitless. Sorry. Um, but when it comes to when people, I feel like, like they say, what is it? Idle hands of the devil's workshop. Something. I
Yeah,
forget
yeah,
that.
that's it.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like if you're not doing anything, social media is the worst. It's like
Yeah.
it's such a gateway to negativity that and a lot of people can't make that that separation from
And
it.
it's tempting too. Like,
Hmm.
if you're speaking in regards to relationships. Now, I believe that if your relationship is solid, like,
Right.
you know, you're both happy with yourselves, your relationship is secure, like whatever. I mean, social media shouldn't be a problem.
Right.
But, it's like you said, people just they have a fight and then first thing they want to do is, hey, let me see her page, or like let
Hmm.
me see
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
page.
Or put the conversation or the problem out there so they can
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the likes or the attention from somebody else, and then whoop, you all the way, you on that road to relationship destruction or whatever it is. It's too many options without being solidified in what you got right in front of you.
Like social media, it just needs to be I wish it could be more just like motivational
Hmm.
based in business. Like,
Right.
I mean, back in the day before we had all this stuff, when we had like the flip phones and before
Right.
social media was big, like no one posted pictures.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go print out the album from Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
your
Mm-hmm.
pictures naked, and then show them when people came to your house. Like,
I'll
no
pass
one
them around.
Christmas presents, like because no one would see it. They're like, "Oh, this is so cute." Yeah, I took it 6 months ago, but here it
Right.
is.
Right. Right.
Um, but relationships were just fine back in the day.
Hmm.
Like,
And
you
I
know,
and
there
our
was,
and our generation, and you know, 80s, 90s.
hmm um, yeah, because I didn't have Facebook till like when I was till I was like 25. I don't know. It was pretty late compared to what it is now.
Right.
But I'm not saying it's all bad, but it's definitely a gateway to, you can either use it for good or bad. Your
Right.
intentions could be good or bad. But yeah, your business shouldn't be on Facebook. No one cares, like, especially if it's something negative. Like, just don't even,
Right.
like, when I scroll through, if I'm in a good mood and, I'm looking at cute pictures of babies and,
Right. Uplifting. So
food.
cute. Right. Yeah, yeah, damn.
And then,
Hungry right now.
and then, then I see something of like, well, I can't believe somebody said this today.
Right.
And this and that and that.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. So, but it is what it is. You can't really control it. You can just do the best, help that you motivate others to do the same, similar to what you do. So,
Right. All right. So, let me get to questions real quick. Oh, Binks, he said at the moment it's just cardio and lifting, but I didn't really want to get any bigger clothing. It's hard enough to find uh, goal. Find goal is to transition to powerlifting at some point.
hmm,
Oh, okay. So I think he's trying to say with like his height and it's his size. It's harder for him to find clothes, but he didn't want to
yeah.
get he didn't want to he didn't want to get any bigger. But now, I mean, you got to get bigger if you're gonna power lift. So I guess now he feels like he wants to get bigger. The whole 8 to 12 rep range when he lifts. That's what he's doing.
Okay.
Um, Let me go back to the question he was saying. Oh, he remember, but the 1 meal a day,
Yeah.
and he asked if it's better to eat after the workout or before, and the workout is cardio and lifting, and he does 8 to 12 reps. So I guess he wants to know is it that I remember he was saying if it was better to eat after or before with his type of workouts.
I mean, if you're telling me 1 meal a day, I'm going to go with the educated guess. I'm not a pro at this type of
Right,
eating by
right,
any means,
right,
but if I were to choose one, I would do after workout because that's when you're exhausted. That's when your muscle cells need the most
right.
nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would definitely eat after.
Right. Especially you don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah, I don't think you would want to eat a big meal. Feel all maybe like bloated or something, depending on what you eat, and then work out. Like yeah, especially when your system is going through digestion. You get all tired because all your energy is going into digesting the food.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably. I mean, it would make sense. So we got Hell's interviewing. He said greetings from Iceland.
Oh, hi. That's so cool.
um,
Iceland.
yeah, he was saying we
I don't
lit.
like being cold though.
Oh, I think that's wait, it's not Iceland. Oh, is it? I think it was pretty good on Iceland.
Where
Whatever.
you at? Iceland.
Yeah, right. So PvP said, he said he said, see if I ever buy her anything again. I think we were talking about when somebody buys somebody if you're in a relationship, you buy somebody something, they're like, oh, we don't like it. So left my ass says, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'll give her an envelope with money, and she could buy her own stuff. She got a Facebook,
Hey.
Twitter, or Instagram. She's what,
Oh.
24, talking about getting older, spreading more hate than love. Oh no, he was talking about you. He was talking about you that he was 24.
You thought I was 24?
Yeah,
Oh my, I love you so much right now.
yeah. That's
Oh my gosh.
PvP. What's going on, Nelson? Who? Blessings and blessings, my friend. He says he prefers to eat before a workout. I mean, I think that's to each their own. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody, does things differently. Me personally, I can't eat I would have to take like a protein shake or something because
Hmm.
I get real full, real easy, and then with moving around and everything like that, I can't. But I can do it if I lift, but I don't really lift that much. Like I got to get with you a little bit. Probably implement some lifting in my regimen because I'm not a lifter at all. I'm more of a calisthenics,
Hmm.
martial arts. I never really like lifting. I always was scared to get hurt, and because I got hurt a few times working out, and then it messed me up with martial arts.
Yeah, well, injuries, like I've been blessed and I've only experienced my injuries the last year or so. Like I pulled a hamstring and then I injured my shoulder. But it was because I wasn't smart in my training.
Mm,
I was going really heavy on my hamstrings that day,
mm.
and unfortunately, like I ignored the signs,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
there it went. So, and I didn't really warm up properly either. And ever since then, I have to warm up my legs. I always warm them up,
yeah.
any part really. And then when I injured my shoulder, I had worked out twice a day, and I was on my second workout of the day, and then I just overworked my shoulder, and it I pulled a ligament in there, and then it was bad for a while. So I really had to focus on lightweight for a long time, which is hard. But
Yeah.
anyway, so warming up and making sure you hit every muscle group is a plus because you can't, you know, work out smartly cold
Right.
muscles, ligaments, joints. You got to warm everything up, get the blood going, let your body know you want it to work. And then as far as stretching and all that, like, it's just super important. And
What kind of stretching do you do for lifting?
let's see. I really love the foam rolling
Mm,
on leg days, really before and after. And if I'm feeling a little tight on my squats, I'll take the foam roller with me to the squat rack and I'll just roll out in between my sets
mm,
until I don't feel as tight anymore. Because if you're feeling tight in a certain area, you can't get the full range of motion.
mm-hmm.
So really, foam rolling has really helped me out so much. Um, And then after my workout, like I'll just do some basic stretches, really. Sit on the floor, touch your toes, and
Yeah.
stretch your arms, your shoulders. And if I really feel like it, I feel really tight after my workout, I'll just foam roll again. But foam rolling really helps recovery as well.
Right.
So I'm become a big fan of that.
And who got you into the foam rolling? Where'd you pick it up from?
I had a coach a few years ago that I was an online coach I had, and she told me to start doing it because my workouts were really crazy. She's like, "Look, you really need to foam roll, or you're going to get injured." And I was like, "Okay." So I started doing that. Um, and then the more I got into it, the more I researched it and really found out how to foam roll for certain areas of your body. And it's amazing. Now, not a lot of people do it, but I think everybody should because it just stretches out your muscle and it gets all the knots out,
Yeah.
and it helps lengthen your muscle, so it primes you for getting your full range of motion in.
Right. It's interesting. Martial artists, like, it's really rare that we get knots. You know, since we are like it's a lot of movement. I think movement is very important. Movement is so good to have. But yeah, we don't get we don't really get knots like that when we're doing martial arts.
Uh,
With us, it's more. Um, I would say hips are very very important in martial arts because everything we do is a twist, woo, woo, whatever, it's a kick. So it's like a lot of twists. So it's a lot of like stretching out the hips, legs, of course. It's just stretching it, just or and what's that? Is it called dynamic movement or something like that? When you're stretching but doing
dynamic
like that?
stretching.
Yeah, dynamic stretching. Yeah, those really good.
Those are fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Get a little something in there
mhm.
while you're going in. But I wanted to ask, since now I can ask some more questions. Um, the armor for iron. Because I
Huh?
remember, I know it's armor, and I saw armor iron, but I didn't see
Hmm.
what was the one. What's the one in the middle? So is it armor for iron?
Well, it's armor through iron.
Through
So
iron.
yeah, there's a line going through the letters, and that represents through.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration for that? What was the inspiration for the name? You know, how'd you gather the team around you to get that started? I mean, I like the shirts. I like the
Thank you. Well,
every
armor
time I
through
see that,
iron.
every time I see that, I feel like that's you right there, like a tiger. I don't
Oh,
know, something about you gives off that vibe like a tiger. I don't know what that. I don't know. It's just me.
well, thank you. That I done my job then.
Yeah. Oh, that because that. Oh, okay. All right. We let's go into it.
Well, armor is they're both scripture related. Put on the full armor of God to resist the evil one. Because every day is a battle that we face, and what better way to prepare you to defeat the battle than to put on your armor? Like what I mean is, so people can understand it if they don't know scripture. Like armor, you don't see warriors go into battle like the 300 guys, right? Everybody's seen 300.
All right.
Like they didn't go to war without their spear, their helmet, body armor. You're like sitting ducks if you go into battle without armor on. So that's what I mean. Put on your armor to face life through the challenges, through the setbacks. Keep pushing forward. Be prepared to fight because that's what life is every day. You're always fighting for you. You're always fighting against that, just diversity. You're fighting against people don't want you to succeed. You're fighting against your own self for making excuses. Like there's always going to be obstacles, but you got to push through it. And then iron is really uh what we become. Like, you know, you're solid, you're not going to break, like you got this. So be strong, just keep pushing through, armor through iron.
You had I don't know anyway, but I want to add if you had a web page or had like I guess it's like that quote like the quote for it like I think that you have that anywhere maybe on the website of it or when you put it in because that shit is so cool because
Do I have
it feels like it gives such a connection to the to what you're wearing. I don't know. It feels like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to really put it into words, but I feel like you wearing that with that kind of a quote gives it so much more power.
I do not have, you mean what I just said?
Right? Yeah.
No, I don't have that written down either.
She just came up with it on the fly, y'all.
On the
You
fly.
got it, y'all. You got it. Well, luckily this going on a VOD, so you'll be able to like, you know what? Let me, because that I mean, just visual. Just I had when you're as you were talking about it, like a vision in my head was like iron and like boom the quote like on the back, and I just like damn. So that's why I was wondering if like you had
Hmm.
it somewhere. That's like
I
I
like that
don't
idea though. That might be a new shirt release.
know. That's cool. That's oh man, because I feel it's so important to if it's like a piece of merchandise, what's the connection to me, right? Like when I buy something, for instance, I feel it has to speak to me. That's why I don't have like any tattoos because it's not. I don't feel that there's anything that speaks to me enough to put it forever
Mm,
on my skin. It has to
mhm.
be something I'm like, yo, boom, that's it. Like everything I do is like something has to speak to me. So that's why when you were saying, I was like, yo, boom, like
Aw,
that's crazy.
you just
Oh,
you just inspired me. All right.
well, there we
I'm gonna have
go.
to
You
replay
bring
this
it
and write
right,
down what I said.
Because I was like, oh my god, it's so crazy had the vision that I had. Hold on, real quick question. Nelson, who do you work out alone? Like,
Oh, do I work out alone?
hmm?
Yes. I do have um one person I work out with a lot. He's amazing. He's really been my mentor for the past almost 2 years. Gracious.
Oh,
Um, so he's always said he's seen something in me, and he really takes his time to show me. different methods, different ways to train. He's really helped me do my muscle mind connection.
Mm.
Helped me grow with
Oh,
that
hold
a lot
on. Well,
better.
you please speak on that. No, for real, because it's something that I find so amazing that people don't like. They what like when you say that, I'm like, when you're about to work on, let's just say, a pull up. What are you trying to work on? Make that mind body connection that every time I make that pull up, I feel it, on my back, or whatever part of the body. So if you could speak on it a little bit, you know, how did you
Okay.
learn that,
So, really muscle mind connection, really workouts, movements, exercises are supposed to be controlled, which means you don't bounce around. You don't, if you're doing a barbell curl, you're not going back like that. Like,
right, right, right.
you want to start out, elbows at your side, and you bring your arms up slow. Contract here.
I
That's
think
the
I,
peak
I
of your
think I think you might
muscle.
I think you might need to go back and give us like a model.
So like you contract here
Mm,
and you go down, and then you contract again, and then you go down. So like I don't, you shouldn't be like this. If you're like this in your first couple reps, your weight's too heavy.
right, right,
Like what are you working out? You're working out, I don't know, probably your back,
right,
your
right, right, right.
your legs.
For real.
You're working out a lot of other muscles besides just your biceps here,
Mm.
you know?
Oh, yeah. So the
So
guns off too. Damn. Everybody getting the show today,
I just want
huh?
to know that's without a pump.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. You gotta,
Yeah, right.
gotta
I gotta
shake
do
it out a
50
little.
push-ups. I'll be right back.
All right, right, right. But that's so interesting. Talk about that. I want to segue into that too, because I know you want to do competition.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and then like with back workouts, like you don't okay, it's okay to utilize momentum like when you're at failure, but you're trying to get those last couple reps,
right,
sure.
right, right,
But at the beginning of your set, it's just slow control, like a squat. You're not bouncing up and down like fast because you're going to hurt something. You got to go slow control, really feel your glutes, really feel your quads, really feel your hand, really feel your legs engage. Go down, pause, and come back up, squeeze your booty.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all about activating those muscles you're trying to work out. You don't work out, you don't do squats to get bigger arms. You do squats to get a better legs and overall stamina.
Right.
Um, and really, squats are a good growth for mass too. But anyway, um, so yeah, so please, when you're doing these exercises, slow controlled, like even pause, like say, okay, well, how do I feel my bicep? Okay, you squeeze up here and you hold it. You should feel it here, your bicep. And you go down, and then you come back up, squeeze here. That's your bicep. When you're doing, I don't know, chest flies, like you don't go really fast or whatever, and you don't bring your arms here. Your weight's too heavy. It's like a bear. You're like you're hugging somebody. Squeeze, come out and squeeze. I really wish I could demonstrate better with weights, but
Well, maybe those are the next videos. The next, yeah, more ideas coming out. Because the thing about it is that's so funny is going into that a little bit more. People feel like they need to do these heavy weights. It
no.
start if you don't have the motion correct, if you don't have the form down, go low until you get the form down and then move
That's
it
how you
up.
get hurt. Well, that's how you get hurt. You go
Right?
too
Yeah.
heavy,
Mm-hmm.
have the muscle strength to hold that weight,
Right.
and then you using other muscles to help you hold the weight, and then those muscles are getting tired and they're
Mm-hmm.
just going to give out, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
things happen.
Yep.
Either from cold muscles or overworked
Oh,
muscles, which
mm-hmm.
means you're going too heavy with improper form, and the wrong muscles are being worked
Right.
because you can't use the right muscles,
Right.
aka you going using a 100-pound barbell curl for bicep, and you can't curl 30 pounds right.
Right.
So
Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's working out smart, not
Mm-hmm.
working out for ego. Okay, we
Right.
don't. You shouldn't work out to just impress someone there. You should work out because it's going to make you better, make you stronger, more
Right.
efficient, um, healthier in the long run. But that's going to mean you may have to swallow your ego at first until you get stronger. But that's okay because listen, everybody starts out at the beginning. Like
Yes.
you don't start out a pro.
Right.
You don't start out benching 225.
Mhm.
You don't start out like at the best at first, like that
Mhm.
you're talking about in your class. Like she couldn't do it. Well,
Right.
Jason? How do you think you started? You didn't start out doing like you are now.
Get my butt whooped. That's
So you just got to be patient with yourself. Say, hey, I'm new. I will get there, but it's
right.
going to take some time. I just got to
Mhm.
practice.
Right.
Just practice. Oh, and then bodybuilding.com is that's where I started out learning.
Mm.
They have videos, they have workout plans, nutrition plans, supplements. They're really great for all-in-one type of knowledge with fitness.
Nice.
So go there, and then they even have programs that cater to age and goals, and they're really great. And I did a lot of their plans for a while when I quit my personal trainer.
Mm.
It just kept me, and it gives you videos of how to do the workouts. You can print out the workouts, carry it with you. It's a really great tool, and I really recommend doing it. And they have an app that you can use on your phone instead of printing out the paper. That was back in the day. I'm not saying how long that was.
Yeah, now you can bring your
But they
phones
have
now.
it.
Let's go.
Yeah, they have an app. Download it. That's very awesome. Very convenient way to do it. So yeah, but form people. Form is important because you're not gonna make any growth in specific areas if you don't target those areas.
Right. So now into the bodybuilding segment. What competitions? What made you want to do competitions?
Oh, um, well, to be honest, they say breakups make bodybuilders.
Really?
Yeah, and I went through a breakup, and I told myself, okay, I'm gonna make him regret breaking up with me. Just to be honest.
Damn. I mean, more power to you. Whatever. Like, that's interesting though. That's pretty cool. You know,
And then
just to cut you off real quick, I feel like that's so. If more people broke up with other people and like, you know what, I'm gonna make myself better. Going through, well, I think people will be in a much better position, right? Instead of being real negative, I can't believe, or trying to maybe mess up the other person's new relationship or something. Like, you know what? There's a reason that this happened. You know what? I'm gonna make myself better, and hopefully along the
yeah, I
way,
was
maybe I could get be a little spiteful. And he's like, damn, I left that.
it was like, all right, you go on now. You're gonna regret this in about I don't know six
Yeah, right.
months.
For
I
real.
will show you.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But that was my first show. And then my second show, I had totally different reasons. It was more like, pushing my body, you just staying competitive with myself. And had another whole intentions behind my second show. But my first show was just like being spiteful. That was just all about me being selfish and making someone regret ever leaving me. So
I mean, shit. I'd be scared with your guns right now. You put somebody in a headlock or something, man. I'd be scared of those dudes trying to put me in a headlock. Those
you made me
bodybuilders put
blush.
me in a headlock. I'll be like, oh, you got it, you got it, you got
Yeah.
it. Oh man, but that's cool. I mean, if I'm gonna or if somebody's gonna break up, I would rather hear that answer.
Mm.
Or some kind of something that was a negative period pushing you to something positive. Because
Think
even
about it
though it
this
was
way. Oh, sorry.
no.
So if I would never went through that breakup, would I be here now?
Right.
So that just goes to show you, like, even as heartbroken as I was, I still found reason to put on my armor and fight.
Right. Uh-oh, back to the church.
Because
That's another quote. Another quote. Get back to the video on that one.
so there's always a reason for you to fight back. Don't ever give up. Don't ever surrender. You gotta keep going. Like there's so much of this life that's waiting on you. But it's not gonna come if you don't work, if you don't believe in yourself and keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I never would have did that, I probably would have never found my love for really true bodybuilding.
Right.
And being competitive, and it led me here.
Hmm.
So everything happens for a reason. And if you're in a breakup or if you're going through a really crappy time right now, I'm proof that there is light. Like there is a better thing out there.
For
Like you
real.
don't see it now because you're living in your feelings,
Hmm.
but time will help as long as you just got to try to make yourself better every day. You know, you don't have to be like do all these crazy awesome things every day. You just got to, hey, did I do more than I did yesterday? Do I feel better than I did yesterday? Keep going on day by day. And then some days you're not going to make any progress, but that's life. It happens, but you just got to keep stepping forward.
Hell have no fury like a woman scorned. That's
Like,
he said, and hell have no fury like a woman scorned."
I love that. Yeah.
So my man Dixie Pooh, he said, "I have an issue right now. I have that issue right now. For me, it's not an ego thing. I legit cannot gauge the weight I should be lifting. I don't want to lift too little and not make gains, but I identify when I'm using muscles I shouldn't be engaging for certain exercises."
Um, say that. Can you read that one more time?
Okay, I'll do it a little bit slower too. I had so he remember we were talking about the mind body connection
Yeah.
when we're doing lifting. So he's saying that he has that issue, but it's not for him. It's not an ego thing. He just really can't gauge the weight that he should be lifting.
Hmm.
He doesn't want to lift too little, and not make gains.
Hmm.
So I guess he would want to know, based on because it's I know that's it's like that's a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So I guess for him he would want to know what he should be lifting, or what I guess
Okay.
maybe what he should be working towards. I guess. But he said he also has identified when he's lifting the muscles that he shouldn't be engaging in. So I guess that's a good thing. At least
So it's like
he
a
has that
two-part
mindset.
question here.
Yeah, right, right,
So,
right, right.
okay. So first part would be what I like to do is if I'm trying, when I was in that similar spot, I would just say, hey, I'm gonna try this weight for 15 reps, right? If I have 15 reps, I'm like, I'm not really breathing hard. Like I'm not really like having to close my eyes because it's getting harder.
Right,
The burn is
right, right,
intense.
right.
Like if you're not burning in your muscle right there, is this meaning it's getting tired? Then, you know, put the weight down, and then I would try probably 5 or 10 more pounds. If you do 5 pounds, you probably a good increment is to try five. But if not, go for 10. But try a heavier weight, and then you want to be able to get probably around 10 reps before you start, feeling a burn if you go up a little heavier. So I guess just a rule of thumb is if you're not feeling a good burn in your muscle, like it's working, like it's contracting, like you're getting tired, um, then go up on weight. But if you're not feeling it by like 10 reps, then just put the weight down and go up and weight some more. And then keep going.
So the goal would be how many reps and sets? Like
If he's trying to like gain muscle, I mean, probably stick around, say 12, right?
mhm,
If he's a new lifter, he don't have to add much volume, which means more reps. He
mhm.
can stick to like basic 3 to 4 sets, 12 reps and be pretty good, or
Right,
even 8. So if he's doing like a lighter rep range, like he wants to stick to like say 8 rep ranges,
mhm,
you need to be feeling that weight
right.
pretty good at like 4. And then the last 2 should be a really struggle to get up. So if he's doing an 8 rep range and he feels okay, I feel good, and he got a rep 8, and it's like okay, that's good. No, you need to go up higher because a low rep range means you have to lift heavier.
Mhm,
You have to really tear them fibers down, and you're not
right.
tearing anything down if you're not like running, if you're not feeling that muscle burn, and like you're just not holding it in the contraction phase, which is if I do a curl here and I want to hold it for a few seconds to really get that blood flowing in there. So whatever your rep range, if you can do half of those reps and like you're not really feeling anything, you need to go heavier. To say my rep range was 20. If I did 10, I wasn't really feeling anything, I need to go a little heavier next time. If its rep range is 8, I would probably judge around rep 4 or 5. Like if it's too easy, go up heavier.
Right.
Your last 2 reps should always be like, okay, I'm going to dive, but I'm going to get these reps out.
Right.
Like it should be really hard. That's when you know you hit hypertrophy. That's when you know you're going to come back stronger the next time. But if it's not a struggle for you to get that weight up, like you really have to dig down deep and get that weight up, then you need to go heavier with the weight.
Right.
And then for as far as him using other muscle groups, I mean, that's good. Looks like he realizes he went a little too heavy and he's having to use other muscles just to get the weight up. But then just go down and add a few more reps in. That kind of means to me that that weight is too heavy. Like he's tested it and went up in weight, but it got heavy fast and now he's using other muscles. So all you got to do is just go down a little more and maybe add like maybe 5 more reps in, see how that works. That's probably what I would try.
Cool. All right, if you respond to anything or ask any other question, I'll let you know. So I wanted to segue into what I was telling you before. Oh, go ahead, stretch out a little bit. I saw you. I said go ahead and stretch out a little bit. I said I saw you.
Oh. It's getting close to my son's bedtime.
Okay. Wanna wrap it up with this one more?
Yes.
Very quickly, because we were talking about how you got into bodybuilding breakup. So with that, I remember we were talking about before, how I got this thing coming up, how Man Up Mondays, and how in our generation we don't see the same type of men. We don't see men leaders, things like that. So for you, what do you feel like you need to have to be in a relationship with a man? Like what to you say, all right, this is a man and this is the man that I could be with? And to add a little bit more on top of how are you raising your son to be that type of man as well, or that type of man that you feel like he needs to be?
Well, as far as what I look for in a man, which I'm really happy you're doing the Man Up Mondays. I think that's what you called it.
Right,
really
awesome.
Yes. Because I do believe that. You're welcome. I do believe we do need more insight on like the perspectives of where each of us are coming from, what women see and want, and vice versa.
Right.
And there's not a lot of that because whose advice do we take about our relationship are usually one of our friends. And sometimes they're not really good at relationships either.
Yeah. They in a breakup or they're single.
But I mean, to answer your question, like I want somebody who is already happy with themselves, who's not insecure, who can compliment me and listen to me when I need to talk. Is proud of me and wants to show me off. Is really respectful. Has a good career, and I say that because it's important to me because I have one, and it's a prideful thing. Is I'm very proud of myself for working hard to get it.
Right.
Or be in the transition of doing that. That's fine.
Right.
But like you have to have like your purpose. Like what are you doing in life? Like what are your goals? Do you have ambitions? Because I'm that way. So I want to see you striving for something greater than you right now.
Right.
Because that shows you have purpose. You have an identity. You know where you're going. You're not going to be, distracted easy with petty stuff. Like you're emotionally available. That's important.
Yeah, for real.
And I'm got to be attracted to them. So that's another big thing. Physical, mentally, spiritually, all them things have to come together.
Right.
Excuse me. And Oh, and they gotta be funny. You gotta make me laugh.
I hear that. I gotta always
And
want to laugh.
um, yeah, I'm trying to just pick out the big things, because we're never always gonna find probably every,
Right, right, right.
you know,
Everything on the list is not always gonna get checked off. You gotta. Sometimes, all right, he ain't that funny, but
yeah.
he makes me chuckle here and there.
And just not really serious all the time, but can be serious and just loves life and just has a good attitude. So, um, yeah, it'd be great if, they'll be in the fitness industry too.
Also, that's interesting. That one of the things that you would maybe say like, oh, he might not be into fitness. Okay, that's not too bad.
Well, I tested that out like a few years back, probably about, I don't know, 3, 4 years ago.
Mm,
Like I dated somebody who wasn't crazy into fitness like me, and
right.
that wasn't that passion. They worked out, but like they didn't really hold it as a priority like me.
Mm,
And at the end of the day, like when they would work out, like they were just there because I want them to be there. And so I really,
mm.
love if we could share that same passion. Like, hey, you bored? Yeah, what you want to do? Work out? Sure.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I wonder. I think it's kind of not that it sucks, but I don't. And just looking at it, I rarely see people that are into fitness not with someone that's into fitness. I feel like that's one of the things that if you're into fitness, you know someone's gonna get you that's into fitness. It may not be the same discipline, but they have the same discipline in saying like you could be doing something and I could be doing something, but the mindset of someone that's into fitness it transcends and
Mhm.
they get you. They get when you're
Mhm.
down when oh man I messed up like I wanted to hit this hard and I didn't. I feel down on myself or I ate that cheesecake. I shouldn't have ate that damn cheesecake, man. Like, come on, man. You like,
It's
yeah,
all right,
yeah,
baby. We
like,
just do extra squats tomorrow.
right, right, right. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I feel like that. I don't know. I'm with you 100%. I feel like that's the same thing.
Well, because my life is built around it, right?
Right.
It's very important to me, that aspect, and to share that with somebody, you know, it's just that my life and my daily routine is built around that. Like I would think I would clash with somebody if their life wasn't. And like they wouldn't get me when I wanted to get up super early to work out or stay extra late or fit in the workout.
Right. Right. Right.
Instead of pushing me to get it done. Okay, I know you're tired, but you got this. Okay, well just come home. You don't worry about it. Like, I think about the little things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I hate when even my like I go back to my buddy, but oh, man. Like he'll say, "Oh come on, man, how many times you eat a cheesecake?" But that's not what I wanted. I should be hearing. I
I
should be
know,
hearing like,
yeah.
"Yo, don't do it, don't do it." Like that's what I want to hear. Like just tell me that, man. Like oh man, so yeah, I could definitely. So last thing, oh, how are you?
Oh, that's right. So I got him into reading too. He reads every night before he goes to bed. And it's taken I'm not gonna say that he just went right into it. Like I've had to be like, hey, mommy reads, you should read. He's like, okay, he'll try. He's seen me doing it, so he does it. And I'm trying to instill in him, like, because reading is always going to make it, if you read like nonfictional stuff, it's always going to make you more knowledgeable of different life perspectives. So, what perspective you didn't see, this author can describe to you in this, and then you get it now. Like, I never thought about that. Like, that's how I overcome this, or that's how I do that. And like, it's just amazing what reading and can do for you and have an impact in your life. So, I really want him to know that reading is important. So, he reads every night. It's not long; it's like 20 minutes. I mean,
Mm,
he'll just read. But I want him to get into that habit, right?
right.
Habit now, but like when he gets older, it's like, oh wait, I got to read something today. And then, I make him take out the trash on trash day.
Oh
Totally man
yeah,
duty.
yeah.
And then we have a chart in his room that tells him his morning things he has to do before school, and then in the evening when he gets home. Now school just started, so there's really not he has not a lot he has to go off the list yet because he don't really have homework yet. But that list is letting him know, hey, you have responsibilities every day. Um, and so I'm trying to instill in him that, when you get up every day, you're responsible for something. Before you go to bed, you have to make sure certain things are done.
Right.
So in those ways I am. And every time, I talk to him, I try to encourage him. And, there are times when, we have our little fights about
Oh, these
things.
kids. Like, wait, who are you talking to? Like, wait, what?
So don't make me come upside your head right now. Just,
Oh.
and then I try to get him to open the doors as much as I can for people. Jack, hold the door open for him. And I remember one day we went school shopping, and I was like, man, I maybe shouldn't have taught him this, but he held the door open for like 2 minutes because people kept coming in and out.
Yo, that's so funny. My daughter does the same thing with going into school. I'm like, go inside. You're gonna be late.
And so I'm standing there, it's like, I really got to go right now, but I taught him that. I can't just like tell him to
Right,
stop.
right, yeah. Oh,
But it was really cute. It was cute. And I'm like, hey, I helped out with that. One day he's gonna be a really big gentleman. So but when we have our off days though, sometimes we don't hold them accountable like we always do each day, but I try my best. And the more habits I help him learn now, the more I can depend on him to do it on his own one day.
yep,
So even when I fall short some days, he'll still keep doing like he's supposed to.
right.
But they, teach a child the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. So I'm trying to do the best of my ability.
Yeah, rock the parenthood
Mm.
wasn't a one person job. It's definitely wasn't a one person job. So every time, that's why I like to have my mom around my daughter, because I need her to know what a strong woman is like. What does it look like to see someone, grinding and waking up every day early in the morning to go, do something or whatever. She says she wants to be a teacher, because my mom, so like I that was very conscious of that when I knew that it was gonna be, because I'm like, I can't be your woman, you're not gonna relate to me.
Yeah.
I can't go to the bathroom with you and show you these things, so I was very conscious that what what was going on. So so when I see it from a single mother perspective, there's those times where I'm just like, I see some of these single moms, like they just don't know what to do. Like you're a very great example of someone that is trying to get it together the best that they can. They got a lot of things down, but there's some of these other parents that you say in your head, like I'll say in my head, like, damn, they need a man, and they not even to the point that they need a man in a relationship. They need a leader. They need a male figure to help them. Where's that person that's that alpha male that's showing them, hey, look, yo, come over here.
Right.
You don't do this out here in the street, or that forceful nature that a man is gonna bring. Because a man is not gonna be, you all said, no, get over here, like you're not gonna make a fool of me out here in the streets, or something like that, and I have I hold a lot of women that can switch that mode on to say, hey, yo, you're not gonna do this out here, or give a little force,
Mm-hmm.
that's because it's not something that you see all the time, women, probably because you just get over there real quick.
I can take
Yeah, right. You ain't gonna do nothing to me out here. You got at least like 16 more years before you.
Well, listen to this too, like crazy. This is gonna be a fact. Like one day he's gonna be bigger and taller than me,
Right. Yeah.
but he still has to respect and fear me just like he is now. Because I want to always hold that authority that he
Right.
always has to respect me. And if
Right.
I don't nip it in the butt now,
Mm-hmm.
then he's not going to listen to me when I try to reinforce behavioral
Right.
like rules, you know.
Right.
So that's where I always think about that too. It's like, okay, I gotta do it now. Like he's got to know now. I don't care how big you get, boy. I'll
Right. 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 Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I might not be able to put the hands, but you're gonna feel it some way. I'm gonna grab
yeah.
something. You know, when you see that between the dynamic between a mother and a son, it sucks and it hurts so much when it's a single mother and a son, because that I don't think a lot of women think that way. Like, yo, this dude, he's gonna get big. He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
get, and they're getting bigger and bigger earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine 14 years old, you got a kid 6 foot,
Yeah.
150. What you gonna do? He go,
Right.
nah, mine, or start cussing at you, and then what are you physically gonna do? So you gotta
Right.
make, it's tough, man. So that's one of the things that's why, like I said, I was starting that, because there's not a lot of male leaders, especially in communities. Like, what happened to
Mm-hmm.
the village helping raise kids?
Mm-hmm.
That's it's like that's gone. Like that's why church, and religion is so,
Yeah.
like, I mean, and it doesn't have to be religion, spiritual,
Right.
but just those communities that bring people together where they can see, a leader, a male leader doing something, for the people, the single parents, the single, moms out here raising these boys and all that stuff. When I see some of these women with boys, I'm like, oh shit, single mom, like, oh my god, so like they gonna be jumping you. You already outnumbered. So imagine, it's rough out here, man.
It is. Yeah.
But, all right, I know you gotta do what you gotta do. The parent life is not
I
it's not
know.
over, yo. You gotta get on the bed. Like, oh my god, here, man, you was over there doing your thing, boy.
He's I gotta get the teeth brushed and
Right, right,
make sure
right.
he's reading, and
Hmm.
which I know he's not. He's probably watching one of his videos in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sucks. YouTube is such a good babysitting tool, but they'll just drown themselves out with it
Yeah.
sometimes. It was great talking to you. We
Yeah,
jones for a long
yeah, it was
time. Yeah, we got to
fun.
do it again. Definitely got to do it
Yeah.
again. Any parting notes? Anything to say before you
Well,
go?
I'm happy people ask questions,
Right,
and
right, right.
I'm glad we're able to help some people. Hit me up on social media, Haley Fargason, IG and Facebook. I'll be more than happy to message you with any questions you have, answer the best I can. Plus, I heard my page is pretty awesome. So
It sure is.
I, I would say I'm just kidding, but
Oh
but
man, it is. Not only
I
that,
love
but
you guys.
the positivity you put out. So that's one of the
I
reasons I reached
try.
out to you.
I really try. Yeah. Even though days I don't. It's like, I still say, what can I say to these people?
Mhm.
And then kind of like what I'm vibing is what kind of like I write about, but in a positive manner.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah. It was really great being here. I had such a fun time talking. We could probably do this for another 2 hours.
For real. You got kids, man. Sorry, guys.
But yeah, thank you everyone who came to watch. I really appreciate you very much.
Well, thank you everybody as well. I'm gonna be signing off as well to handle my business. I gotta cook. Uh, I hate cooking so late sometimes, but like I said, we gotta make those
Got
gains.
prepared.
Got to. So thank you again. We will definitely keep in touch. Be putting the VOD up on my social media sites. I'll send you the link to that as well, so you know where it's at. So for everybody else that didn't catch it, blessings to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Blessings to you. Say hello to the little man, and
Yeah.
we'll talk again. Have a good night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate the love. Um, Appreciate everybody that came through. Like I said again, we'll be doing this again. It's gonna be a weekly thing. Talk show Tuesdays. Yeah. It may not be with Haley, but we'll have different viewers on and everything like that, and we'll have Haley on again. So, like I said, blessings everybody. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.